From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Day 7 of a trial for North Pole man Alan Hughes revealed more details of alleged sexual abuse of 3 minor children.
Hughes is facing 27 felony sexual abuse of a minor charges. Today, troopers testified that they had received a report that a 14-year-old boy had been accused of rape. Now, it was during that investigation the allegations of sexual abuse against Hughes came to light. Today, troopers said the boy never admitted to raping that additional victim, but did eventually admit to sexual relations with the other 2 girls. The teenage boy was posting sexually explicit material on Facebook that was found through the investigations. Now, it was after that information came out when he told troopers Hughes also assaulted him, forcing him to have sexual performances on the girls and Hughes himself.
So you informed him that his DNA was on one of those toys. You asked him why she would be reporting aggressive sexual behavior or sexual assault.
He claimed sexual contact with her was consensual. He also would instruct after that to make sure that they were practicing.
Not guilty pleas again for a North Pole man who is facing charges after what has been called an induced suicide. John McDonald appeared in Fairbanks Superior Court this afternoon on new charges in front of the same judge that had recently thrown out his murder indictment. McDonald is now facing lesser charges of criminally negligent homicide and manslaughter. According to police, McDonald handed his wife, who was reportedly intoxicated at the time, a loaded gun and asked her to play a game of Russian roulette. She died from a gunshot wound inside the couple's home. Today, defense attorneys for McDonald asked his bail be lowered because of the lesser charges. Judge Bethany Harbison set his bail at $200,000. Trial for his case is now set for November.
The city of Fairbanks will explore whether or not it is prudent to become the local control entity for a combined Fairbanks-North Star Borough natural gas utility. With the pending Alaska Industrial and Export Authority purchase of Pentex and its subsidiary Fairbanks Natural Gas, combined with plans to merge that entity with the Interior Gas Utility, an LCE would be needed. The IGU, Golden Valley Electric Association, and the city of Fairbanks are seen as potential candidates. Now, with IGU officials looking on, the City Council voted 6-0 Monday night to pass a resolution officially announcing interest in forming a task force to evaluate LCE feasibility. The resolution was brought forward by Councilman David Pruse. Citing a conflict of interest, he will not be on the evaluation task force. Perry Wally and Jerry Cleworth will represent the council on the 7-member committee.
I think he knows more than anybody that by putting me on there, he's got one of the most pessimistic people he could probably get as far as owning a utility again. And I got to tell you, from everything I look at, it's something we do not want to do.
I think Ada views us in a very positive light because we're a financial entity. And we also are the ones who have the ratepayers.
Unlike last year, when 2 candidates for Borough Assembly ran unopposed, there will be competition for each Assembly seat up for grabs during the 2015 Borough Municipal Election. Paul Doak filed yesterday to run against Assembly Seat F incumbent Catherine Dodge in the October 6th election. Van Lawrence will seek re-election to Assembly Seat A and is challenged by Dennis Alexander. Borough Mayor candidate Carl Castle officially has competition. 40-year-old Robert Shields has also filed to run for the post. A 1994 graduate of Lathrop High School, Shields is an economics student at UAF. He says he is running on a platform of energy independence, food security, and zero waste.
If we focus on these 3 things, I got 3 years, so 3 priorities: energy independence, food security, zero waste. I think if it's not going to change things overnight, but I think it can put us on a path that will lead us to the prosperity we can achieve. And if I think that I can work with the existing industries, oil and coal industries, to help them recognize that there are greater opportunities in these industries than there are continuing to fight these losing battles.
All right, when we come back, we'll join Mike Schultz with another interesting interview at the Tanana Valley State Fair.
Maybe it's another dragon.
Might be.
Also, it is National Health Center Week, and we'll focus the spotlight on the Interior Community Health Center as they celebrate 20 years of service to the Fairbanks community. These stories and more when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. Alaska Governor Bill Walker has ordered a state review of inmate safety practices at state prisons and jails. The action comes in the wake of several high-profile deaths of inmates while they were in state custody. The governor said it's an internal review intended to address the concerns that have been raised about the Department of Corrections. Devon Mosley, a 20-year-old inmate, was found dead in a jail cell at the Anchorage Correctional Complex in 2014. An autopsy found he died from internal bleeding and ulcers, but his family does not believe that story. And Senator Liesl McGuire of Anchorage recently requested surveillance video from the night of his death. Mosley's fiance said he was bipolar and schizophrenic and didn't have his medication.
I don't want other families to feel what I'm feeling now and what my kids have to feel. It shouldn't have to happen like that. It shouldn't nobody else have to feel that way. They shouldn't be able to keep getting away with this. And you know, something needs to stop. It needs to start somewhere.
It's National Health Center Week, and a local organization is marking a special anniversary that coincides with the celebration. Mike Fussell has more in this week's Health Report.
Everything is running as usual at the Interior Community Health Center, but today's a little unlike others. The center is celebrating 20 years of service to the Fairbanks community. And Physician's Assistant Kendall Borman, who's been one of the center's jack-of-all-trades for the past 5 years, says the organization has come a long way.
We were just sharing some stories about how, charting used to be in manila folders, and now we just this week did an upgrade to our electronic health record systems, which is pretty exciting. Things are moving more smoothly every day. Things are faster every day.
The center has grown from a staff of 8, seeing 400 people annually in 1995, to a workforce of nearly 50, meeting the needs of more than 6,000 patients just last year. The goal of ICHC is to provide comprehensive care to everyone in the community, including medical, dental, and integrated behavioral health services, regardless of people's financial situation. Dental Director Caroline Curtis says that's a reason why the center has been an important part of the community for so long.
We don't want to just see you when you're in acute pain. We want to be able to provide you comprehensive care. And a facility like this allows them to do that in a financially feasible way.
Curtis has worked at ICHC for 3 years, but says she feels excited to be a part of an organization with such a rich history.
I have loved community health service since before school, and during school I kind of knew that was going to be my focus. So it's very exciting to come into a program that is so established, that has been here for so long, that has been seeing patients, many of them for the full 20 years.
Executive Director Cheryl Kilgore says it's important for the organization to celebrate its history, adding that it can only help improve patient services moving forward.
Most of the clients that come here are interested in chiropractic and natural health. And so we're looking at some of the complementary medicine kinds of health activities.
Reporting, I'm Mike Fussell.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building, and by Interior Women's Health, located on 1626 30th Avenue.
All right, it's time to go out to the Tanana Valley Fair once again with Mike Schultz.
That's right, and tonight Mike will be talking with the Director of Entertainment for the fair. Mike.
Hey guys, I do have a very interesting guest tonight. This is Isaac Harris, who is in charge of finding the entertainment for the fair here. Isaac, you said your job begins in January, right?
Yeah, in January I start reaching out to those, what we call the headliners, who come from far away to be here to make sure that they'll have this spot open in their schedule.
Now, how do you go about finding them? I mean, what kind of process do you use to find headliners to come here?
I'm always looking for entertainment. I go to see any comedy hypnotist show I can, or any stunt juggling show I can, and keep my eyes open and try to pay attention. And I trust the other performers for who they like.
You said you have like 170 shows during a run of the fair here, and 150 of them you said are with local talent. And local talent means folks that perform for you quite actually through the years, right?
Yeah. Many of the performers have been here year after year. We have singer-songwriters. We had a violinist solo play today. That was very lovely. We have rock and roll bands that you can see playing in the bars. And some of them are under 21, so they don't have any real venue other than the fair to play at. And then, yeah, there are headliners who come from out of state as well.
Well, you put on a good show. Nice pun, right?
I'm really excited about the dance troupes that we have, because they bring a lot of people to the fair, and it's just lovely to see all of them sharing what they've done since last year.
Well, Isaac, thank you for sharing with us what your job is like, and we'll be back with weather right after these words. Well, actually, a little bit later on after sports. We'll see you back then.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Interesting.
Very interesting. All right, Joe Cook is next with sports and has the new class for the Alaska Nanick Hall of Fame.
Also, football team previews continue, and tonight the Monroe Rams are in the spotlight. Those stories and more with Joe after the break.
Welcome back into your Alaska. Joe Cook here with your local Tuesday Sportscast. The Alaska Nanick's Hall of Fame class for 2015 was announced today by the athletic department. Basketball and hockey greats are in this year's 4-member class. Al Sivingson was the head coach for the men's basketball team for 18 years. He led the Nooks to their first postseason title in 1973 with the NAIA championship. He also guided the program into the Division II era in the early 80s. Bart LeBon, who played for Sivingson, averaged a double-double for UAF and led the 1974 team to another NAIA final. The Humanitarian Award is also named after him. Kathy Cox-Graves goes into the Hall for women's basketball. Cox-Graves is the program's leading scorer with 2,075 points and is fourth in rebounds with 787. She played from 1986 to 1990. And former UAF hockey head coach Rick Schaefer completes the class. Schaefer coached the Nanics for 7 seasons and led UAF into the Division I era. His 50% winning percentage is the highest for any UAF hockey coach. The 4 former Nanics will be inducted on September 26. Switching to high school sports, football kicks off the fall season for interior athletics. A number of sports will be starting right after football. The high school tennis season starts next Tuesday, August 18th. North Pole comes in as the defending Mid-Alaska Conference champions. West Valley's Jared Lees right there enters his final season and will try to get an elusive state title. He hasn't lost a MAC game in his career. Other players to watch this year will be Lathrop's James Kardashian and Brett Carlson, who made it to the boys' state semis doubles last year. North Pole's Lydia Bierenstad and Leona Sawyer won the MAC girls doubles title last year as well. Lathrop and Monroe will meet for their season opener on the Dan Ramratz Community Tennis Courts, and West Valley will take on North Pole at North Pole High School next Tuesday. And the high school cross-country running season starts with the preseason run this Saturday. The West Valley Wolfpack will host the annual West Valley Invitational at the West Ridge Trails. The race starts at 10:30 for varsity girls and 11 for varsity boys. Freshmen, they're going to run at 10 a.m. The West Valley boys finished 3rd at last year's state meet after winning their 8th regional title in 9 years. Jenna DeFalco will lead the girls team, who won their first region title since 2010 last fall. Lathrop earned 2nd place on both sides. Hutchinson's Grace Moore will look to return to form and repeat as the 3A girls region champion. The first all-schools meet will be Friday, August 21st at the Chena Lakes Recreation Area, hosted by North Pole. And we continue our high school football team previews, and tonight we peek inside the Monroe Rams football program. The Rams are carrying some momentum into the season. Here's more.
Another year of football for Monroe starts this weekend. In 2013, the Rams made it to the small school state title game for the first time. Since then, they've added a new coach in Chad Comeau after Bobby Pace stepped down. Last year, the Rams finished 2-6, but won 2 of their last 3 games to close out the season. They feel they're picking up where they left off.
We're pretty excited. We're going to be a lot better than we were last year. We're preparing really hard and just trying to do everything we can do.
It was really intense, you know, coming in. We already had like the first camps and stuff. We already started going over plays and we were just doing good as a team. Bonding wise, we're doing great, way better than last season. We're just really comfortable with each other. That's a good thing.
Comeau enters his 2nd year as the head coach. Running a small program has its pluses and minuses. There are 17 active players right now. Staying in contact with players is easy, but they ran their first defense at last weekend's interior jamboree.
It took them a while, you know, to get the deer in the headlight look out of their eyes, and then they were fine. But you know, it's going to be work in progress all year, and as long as we got better at the jamboree, we tried to get better every single game, every single play.
Brian Meyer, a senior, will take over at quarterback, and offensively, the Rams are led by junior running back Caleb Thomas, who ran for over 600 yards and 10 touchdowns as a sophomore.
Whatever my coach puts me out, I'm ready to work, or they need me to have 50 carries a game, I'm ready to have 50 carries a game because I just want to play for them.
He takes a lot of the attention, and then when they're focused on him, it gives us opportunities to get the ball and move down the field.
With the new offense that we've put in, we seem to be moving the ball real well. And as long as we don't have any major breakdowns on that front line, then we should be all right.
Monroe will host Seward this Saturday at 1 o'clock on Kiwanis Field for their season opener. Joe Cook reporting.
And that's a wrap for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is up next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Welcome back to Tanana Valley Fair. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about the weather. Again, big thanks to Jeans Chrysler for sponsoring the weather. And the rain has stopped mystically. I think it's because this forest fairy I have back here has been doing a dance that's helping to keep the rain away. Good job, good job. Speaking of weather, let's talk about weather. And look at this photograph I've got today. This is a great photograph. This one's sent in by Cindy Walker. She was down around the Homer Spit area looking across the water there. You can see the white caps and the mountain caps itself. Again, as if you have a photograph, photos at ktvf11.com. That's where you send your photos, and we'll get them on the air and share them with the audience. Okay, as far as numbers go, here's what our numbers look like for today. The high 55, the low last night a chilly 43 degrees. The record high 84 in 1980. The record low freezing in 1944. Sunrise and sunset, a little bit over 17 hours of daylight, and that's a loss of 7 minutes from yesterday. On our satellite picture, again, lots of moisture moving across southeast Alaska, bringing folks there a lot of rain. The scattered showers moving across the interior, and that's about it. Not too much going on around the Anchorage Bowl, just a few sprinkles for the most part. And our latest radar, as we zoom in around the Fairbanks area, you can see once again we have scattered showers that are starting to thin out a little bit. That's the good news. And across the rest of the state, there's the rain over southeast Alaska where they struggled to get near 60 degrees. Showers in the Anchorage Bowl, 66. Also showers at Kodiak, 60. Along the Aleutian chain, cloudy skies in 57. Up and down the west coast, looking at temperatures from 54 at Bethel, 50 at Nome, and 39 degrees at Barrow, with Fort Yukon cloudy and 55. Okay, let's head on down the lower 48 and see what's going on as far as temperatures down there. Another hot day in Seattle, 88 degrees, 100-degree temperatures in Las Vegas, not quite 100 in Phoenix. Another hot day for Dallas, 104 degrees. Denver, 91, Salt Lake, 94, and Billings, 96. You see where the warmest weather is at. Over the eastern side of the country, 90 degrees at Washington, D.C., and thunderstorms over the deep south around New Orleans and also at Miami. On the satellite and radar, again, you can see here we're looking at, for the most part, a lot of activity moving across the eastern seaboard and over the desert southwest and the Rocky Mountains. A little bit of a circulation bringing some showers around the Seattle area, but the rest of the country looking pretty good. Clear skies and very warm temperatures. Now, as far as what lies ahead, well, it's going to be a real hot day again, once again in Texas, from San Antonio all the way over to Dallas, to Little Rock, down to New Orleans, and back to Houston. Real field temperatures are close to 115 degrees. And the outlook for the week, jet stream once again way up to the north, allowing all that hot air to come up from the north to the, from the south to the north, and across the Great Lakes, cooler temperatures. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. For the northern sections, you can see in the rain likely in Barrow, showers likely at Nome, and mostly cloudy skies for the Fort Yukon area. As far as the interior, looks like partly cloudy skies with isolated showers across the region, with Fairbanks looking around 63 degrees. And if you head on down to southeast Alaska, more rain expected there, showers likely in Juneau, periods of rain for Ketchikan. To the southwest, it's a mixed bag of weather once again. As you can see, for the most part, we're looking at partly cloudy skies at Cold Bay and Kodiak, isolated showers in Bethel. And heading out the south central sections down around the Anchorage Bowl, for the most part, it looks like mostly sunny skies in Anchorage and Valdez, and partly cloudy skies at Homer, temperatures in the low to mid 60s. On our forecast for the remainder of the night, 43, cloudy and cool with isolated showers. Once again, those showers look like they're moving out of the picture. Tomorrow's forecast, just like it was today. Again, partly cloudy skies, scattered showers, 63. And the 5-day outlook looks very encouraging. In fact, heading into the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, into Monday, temperatures right around 70 degrees. Scattered showers for Thursday, and then again Monday, 50 degrees. So you're doing a good job. All right, I'll send it back to you guys.
No, we didn't censor that for TV.
Right.
Natural
Interesting.
glitch. Yeah, interesting, Mike. Yeah, met a friend.
Yeah, he did.
Mike
She
pulling the
was
ladies
very
still. He still got it.
Dancy.
Return of the Mac and Mike. All right, that will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, an insider trading ring made millions by hacking press releases, and that's next with Lester Holt.
You can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webster11.com.
All right, from all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.